Hello once again, wrestling fans. This is Dean Gordon with Patio Furniture for Professional Wrestling from Florida's All-Star Wrestling Extravaganza number 4. We are at SCS Stadium in Miami. And our last matchup between W.K. Burns and Osamu Nishimura was a great wrestling matchup there. A lot of technical holds and suplexes. Great technical matchup. This next match is going to be anything but technical. It is going to be a Texas Tornado tag match. No disqualifications, no penalties. All 4 wrestlers will be in the ring at the same time. This is something of a grudge match. Here we see the Electric Joy Boy coming out. He is going to be joined by his tag team partner, Lunch Lady Stand, the House of Hardcore. And this is a rematch from an earlier episode of Wrestling at the Dojo. Mr. X and Mr. Mean will be taking on these 2 men. And for those that remember the first matchup, Mr. Mean was put out of action because of a top rope electric piranha. He was knocked out. He sustained a serious injury. Thankfully, he has recovered. And now Mr. X and Mr. Mean will be coming out. They will be trying to get their revenge. And in case you missed it, folks, you can always go back and watch it. Mr. X took on the Electric Joy Boy in a one-on-one matchup. He defeated the Electric Joy Boy with a diving body press. So anything is possible. There's Mr. Mean making his return, along with his tag team partner, Mr. X. They formed the team of the Masked Terrors. Well, you know, it's certainly good to see Mr. Mean back from injury. Whether you like him or whether you don't want to see anyone get seriously injured. Now all 4 men are in the ring. This is a Texas Tornado match. Big forearm hammers there by Lunch Lady Stan. Oh, look at that 3D. And now here comes a double team by the Masked Terrors. Beautiful double power bomb. Goes for the cover early, but that's broken up by Lunch Lady Stan. Nice takeover there by Mr. Mean. He's working on the Electric Joy Boy with a chin lock. Mr. X now working over Lunch Lady Stan. That Cobra Claw. It's legal in this matchup. There are no disqualifications. One has to wonder how long it'll take for weapons to come into play here. EJB dropping an elbow into the back of the leg, hoping to take away the mobility. Big forearm poking the eyes now by Mr. Mean on the EJB as Lunch Lady Stan was working over Mr. X. Lunch Lady Stan now setting his sights on Mr. Mean. As Mr. X and the EJB tangle, now it looks like it. Lunch Lady Stan turning back to Mr. X. EJB off the ropes. Impact double drop, big time impact. Oh, and a nice chin crusher there by Mr. Mean. Both men now focusing on EJB. EJB with the low blow. Mr. X messing with the lariat as Lunch Lady Stan drops a big fist. Another poke in the eyes. EJB fighting out of that double team attempt by the Masked Terrors. Oh, look at that Barmain stomp. And no, Mr. X, he breaks that up. The Masked Terrors so far, they are holding their own in this matchup. In the first matchup they had, in the first tag team matchup, it seemed like the House of Hardcore were running all over them, but now this match is looking a lot more evenly matched, I should say. Oh, yes indeed, you know, it seems that maybe, oh, wait a minute, look at that Mexican cutter there by EJB onto Mr. X. It seemed like, oh wait, there's a weapon there, Mr. Mean. He looks like he might be in some trouble. But to go back to your point there, Dean Gordon, yeah, in the first match those two had, the House of Hardcore came out, they were bringing weapons into it, they just overwhelmed them with their style, imposed their will early. But now it seems like, you know, since that injury, it seems like maybe a fire was lit under the Masked Terrors and they are coming back. Big elbow drop right there by Mr. Mean. He hit an elbow on one end, dropped a knee on the other end. Low blow by the Electric Joy Boy. Big fist drop. Nice drop kick to the knee right there by Mr. Mean. And there's that arm hold, grinding the elbow, forearm into the, oh, look at that counter right there. Mr. X got a 2 count on the Electric Joy Boy. The Electric Joy Boy was trying to set up for that standing Frankensteiner. Now he hit the bottom drop. Nice reversal by Mr. Mean. These men are in close proximity, and look at that, another 3D. Mr. X looks dazed. Oh, look at that, kind of a wraparound DDT right there by the Electric Joy Boy. Big boot by Lunch Lady Stan. And back to that weapon attack. And Franklin asking Mr. Mean if he wants to get up. He is bloodied, but he is undeterred. Big sidewalk slam right there by Mr. X onto the Electric Joy Boy. Big elbow drop. Double power bomb and Mr. Mean. And there's the stomach claw by Mr. X. Big punch right there. Irish whip into the corner, uppercut, and now what is... Oh wait, here we go. It's the gut rock. The gut rock by Lunch Lady Stan onto Mr. Mean. Lunch Lady Stan came off the ropes, but Mr. Mean, he came to. He was dazed. He snapped out of it and went down to help his partner. There's a cover there, but not yet. Still too fresh. And there's Mr. Claw applied to the Electric Joy Boy by Lunch Lady Stan, quick to make the save. Manhattan drop. Oh, and here comes the Electric Joy. The Electric Joy ride. 2 count. 2.9. The EJB almost put it away with that Electric Joy ride. Big American Punch Rush combo there. EJB is down. Mr. Mean was down. They're both back up. And setting up, double power bomb, big impact. EJB off the ropes, he ran into Mr. X. Takeover by Mr. Mean, they're both coming off the ropes. Diving fist drop, or jumping fist drop I should say. Chin crusher, both members of the House of Hardcore were down. Knee to the stomach. Rolling shoulder hold, we've seen that submission is successful. I'm not sure if Mr. X applies it with the same force or technique that Uriviria would. 2 count there by Mr. Mean on Lunch Lady Stan, and he gets him up. Airplane spin, while EJB is going for the Electric Joy Ride 2. That powerbomb combo into the Death Valley Driver, both men are down. Mr. Mean looking a bit fatigued, as he now is falling victim to the Electric Joy Ride. Lunch Lady Stan tossed out of the ring, but as EJB was making the cover, Mr. X with the cover, and now there's a weapon. Oh, look at that chair shot from behind. Mr. Mean goes down, and now Mr. X goes down as Lunch Lady Stan is taken over with that chair. Oh, he connected with the big overhead chair shot. Oh, and Mr. X goes down. Oh, look at that, another big chair shot. Lunch Lady Stan just owning the ring right now with that chair. Swinging away, but Mr. Mean, he was able to come back with a chin crusher. Drop kick to the knee, vertical brain buster there by Mr. X onto Lunch Lady Stan. And look at that iron claw. Oh, sorry, giant steel knuckles, not an iron claw, giant steel knuckles. Oh, then Mr. Mean, he's learning from these guys when it comes to the weapons now. Stomach claw. Lunch Lady Stan is not giving up yet. Nice counter right there. EJB though got knocked out by Mr. X after he escaped from Mr. Mean. Big hook. Now EJB has the chair. Decided not to use it. Now he's got Mr. X up. One power bomb, two power bombs. Oh, nice move right there. The electric joyride too, but Mr. Mean had a 2-count on Lunch Lady Stan. Now EJB's going for the cover. Mr. Mean sees it. He didn't break it up though. Odd move by Mr. Mean. I don't know what he was thinking, but the House of Hardcore are your winners at 17:07. Stay tuned.